Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about these Lancer clear magazines for your AR-10. Okay, so these are the L7 Warfighters. I love that they're clear. They really make it a lot easier for me to work with them. I've been working with the L5s for at least 3 years now. So I've gotten really comfortable with the idea of being able to see through the magazines, right? So I've got these loaded with steel cases, and even with the steel cases, which are darker, you can see. Now, on the front side, you can, like, there's no steel, because these are hybrids, right? They got steel up there, tempered steel, and then plastic on the bottom. But if you turn it to the front, you can actually count every round, okay? On this one over here, it's got steel all the way around. So now they do have like these little holes here. We're gonna put some rounds in here so you will see it. So it's a lot harder to see what you got around the top area over here. So the question becomes like, are these worth it? Because these are expensive. Okay, most places sell these for about $45 to $50. I was able to get them at Botoc for $35. Okay, so that was a relative bargain at $35. These P-Mags here, right, are like the ones without the window. I can get them for about $17. Okay, so it's $17 versus $35. Is it worth it? Okay, in the case of the AR-15 magazines, right, the L5s, you can get these for $10 at Botoc. Okay, $10 for most of the years that I've been buying these. I've got like boxes of this stuff. Right, this is just a small sampling I pulled out of the L5s because I work like exclusively with these. I don't even use the P mags anymore. But for most of the years, I was getting these for about $13, $14. This year, December 2023, I saw them on Botoc for $10 for these clear ones, and it's like, I'm like if you get the P mags, maybe they're $1 or $2 cheaper. Not worth it, in my opinion. It's worth it to get the clear ones. Now, one of the benefits of the clear one of the Lancers versus the P mags is with the P mags, right? Because these are the feed lips are all plastic. Okay, if you fill these up all the way and then put them in the trunk of your car, and it gets really hot, the heat and then the pressure pushing up with the spring, all the rounds pushing up, and if it's hot, the feed lips can start to open up, which is the reason why P-Mag, when they send you the magazines, they send you these covers here, which basically are designed to basically push down on the cartridges and take the pressure off of the feed lips. Okay, so that's one of the disadvantages of the P-Mags. Other than that, I mean, they have like reputation beyond repute. Okay, so these are like kind of like the standard now, the P-Mags, right? This is like the standard minimal quality, right? But that's the issue. You got to have these covers. When I got the AR-10 from Palmetto, I immediately ordered from Palmetto one of these 20-round magazines because I knew that Botoc was going to take at least 2 weeks to get the shipment out to me. And they weren't bad, actually. They got it to me within, I think, 10 days. They send it USPS, okay, which makes for cheaper shipping, and that's part of the reason why you're able to get stuff cheaper over there. But that's the reason why, as soon as I ordered the AR-10, I ordered one of these so I would have something to work with, okay? The thing is, like, I got this. I took this thing off. I kind of threw it somewhere, and today I was like trying to rummage to try to find this so I can show it to you guys. So that's one of the issues with the P-Mags, okay? If you lose this, it's like you've lost a very important part of your magazine, okay? Aside from the fact that you can't see through this unless you pay extra and get the window ones. And that's what I got here. So the 20-round ones have no window, right? But the 25-round ones, right, for the AR-10, they got the window over here, and I think these were like closer to $19. So I just put in another order that I got in. So I ordered 3 of the P-Mags and then one more of these 20 rounders. So the way I do this is the 25 rounders, I put the cheaper ammunition that I would use for like closer distance for barrier penetration, and then the 20 rounders, I will load this with ammunition that I know to be 1 MOA. Okay, so that's a good use of these two different size magazines. It's 25 rounders take your less accurate ammunition. The 20 rounders take your more accurate ammunition. And you want to put it in the 20 rounder because if you're like in a prone position, the shorter 20 round magazine is not going to hit the ground or your table or whatever you're resting on. So that's why I do it that way. Okay. So the reason why I'm talking about the PMags is because, like I said, that's kind of like the standard, right? So that's kind of giving us a base to work off of. So with these Lancers, okay, the great thing about this is because it has the steel lips, I don't have to worry about losing those little tabs that go over the top. Okay, you can just load these, and you could put this in the trunk of your car in the summertime, and these feed lips are not going to deform. Okay, now one of the issues that I found with the Lancers is that these are straight. Okay, versus actually let me use 20. Compare 20 to 20s, right? So the PMags, they have a slight curve, right? So as I hold this, right, you know immediately which way the bullets are supposed to face, right? With this one, because this is straight bodied, it's like, okay, which way is this thing supposed to face? I mean, there's the tiny little cutout here, but it's kind of hard to see. So, and there's also, there's also a little bit of a cutout there. So it's hard to like immediately look at this, right? And without like looking down at it, you don't know which is front and which is back, whereas with the PMag, you can. Now, usually the curve is determined by the shape of the bullet. So like AK-47 rounds, the case is like very tapered. So that forces the magazines to be like really curved, right? So you got like the banana style magazines on AK-47s. The taper on AR-15, like on 5.56, is very slight. There's a little bit of a taper there. So that's why the taper on the ARs is very slight compared to an AK-47. The taper on the .308 is like minimal, okay? So this section over here is almost straight. It's not exactly 100% straight. I put calipers on it. There's a tiny, tiny difference, but that's the reason why they can get away with making this straight. At the same time, it's like, you know what? If you can get away with making it slightly curved, that's a big convenience, right? That's a convenience if you can make it slightly curved and I can quickly look at it and know which way's front and which way's back. Okay? So that's a criticism that I have of the Lancers. It would be nice if they, would give this just at least a slight curve like this, so I would know which is front and which is back. Okay? So that's really the first issue. The second issue that I have is that these things are damn expensive. Okay, so 20 round magazines, you take $17 for this, all right? Let's say $19 if this had a window, versus $35 at the best price I can find from Botox. Okay, most places are going to charge you $45, $50. And that's a big, pretty big price difference. Okay, so here's the thing. For the last week, 2 or 3 weeks, I can use this or I can use this. Okay, I always go back to using the clear ones because I really like the idea of being able to look and see what's inside. So I tend to go for the Lancers, right? But as far as stockpiling, right? Because here's the thing, I said, okay, fine, I got 3 magazines to work with here, but I need to start building up an inventory, basically. Okay, so whereas with the Lancers, with the AR mags for the Lancers, right? These L5s, I always go back to Lancer, right? I've got boxes of these Lancers, okay? With the P mags, as far as stockpiling, as far as stuff that's going to sit on the shelf most of the time, or sit, let's say, in a box somewhere, right? I'm not going to pay $35, or forget about paying $45 or $50. I'm hesitant to even pay $35 for this when I can get these guys for $19, let's say, with the windows, right? So as far as building up a stockpile, right, or an inventory, I'm going to go with the PMags until Lancer figures out a way to sell these things at about the same price. And I don't mind paying $1 or $2 more, right? But I'm not going to pay double. That's insane. So my suggestion for you guys is to do the same thing that I did. If you like the clear magazines like I do, right, get like 1, 2, or 3, all right? And those can be like your primary like training magazines, working with magazines, and then for all the, the extra magazines that you're gonna have, you can get the PMag. So I think like Lancer's losing out on this because eventually I'm gonna get, because I've got, like I said, boxes of these, right, that I was paying mostly $13 for, and now I'm paying $10 for the AR-15, right, the L5s. I got boxes of this. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, I don't know, every 6 months or so, I'm gonna say, hey, I think I should get a few more magazines for my AR-10. What's the price of the Lancer? What's the price of the PMag? Shit, these things are half the price. I'm gonna get more of these because they're mostly gonna sit in the box or sit in a shelf somewhere. I'm not gonna be, especially with 308, which tends to be really expensive ammunition. I'm not gonna shoot the 308, right, the AR-10, nearly as much as I shoot an AR-15. So another reason why it makes sense for me to buy the cheaper PMags, half-price PMags, versus pay somewhere between $35 to $50 for the Lancers. Okay, so yeah, so there are my thoughts on that. Let's now, like I said, with this, unlike these guys here, right? So I've got these loaded with steel cases, right? The L5s, so the AR-15. You can look through there and you can see them, right? By the way, always get the clear, don't get the smoked ones because these get dirty, right? As you shoot them, see how this is darkened over here? That's from the residue that comes down from the mag well. Right, so you see how that's dark near the top? So get the clear ones because they're gonna get darker over time. Okay? So let's load a few rounds in here. All right, so and the reason why I'm loading it is because basically I want you guys to be able to see what I see when I load these. Because the problem is until you get down into this area over here, you really can't count them. You can kind of count them. I'll show you what I mean. Because there's like a little bit of a window. And by the way, the sun is going down now. So we don't have it's not like super bright. So, that's a lot of times you might be working in conditions that are less than super bright. So you can kind of see through that little side window right there. But it's not easy for me to take a count on that, right? It's not like the other one where I can just start from the, I can kind of, I guess, remember that right there is 5, but then if you don't shoot this for a while, it's like, okay, how do I know, so that's part of the issue that I have with these lamps. So again, another reason why I'm not going to, be spending $35 on these magazines. I mean, I do like them because I can see through them, but I would rather have more of the PMags, right? Twice as many more PMags than these guys. Even though despite the fact I like them. So yeah, you can't just look through the front and know how many you have. So how many are in there at a glance? Like who the hell knows? I mean, I don't know. Now I understand they did this because there was more pressure in here. They needed to reinforce this. But yeah, that's my. If anything, what I would have, maybe they could have figured out a way to make a slit over here somehow. But yeah, that's my issue with this. I cannot easily see here. Okay, so when I get to here is when I start seeing some brass right there. Okay, well actually it's there. So how many are in there? I can kind of guess. Let me see. Well, actually, there is a number in the back. See, it shows you 5. When you get to that there, you get 5. 5. So that's a 5 line right there. It would have been helpful if they had a number on this side over here. So when you see it through there, that's 5. So if that's 5, I'm going to guess that's 10. But it's a guess. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 9 or is it 10? Like I just don't know. So it's hard for me to get to know exactly what's in there because I really lost track. I mean, I just wasn't counting as I was pulling these guys in. So I'm gonna let you guys count. Let's shoot this sucker off. I'm aiming at a rock over there because I don't want to blow up my steel targets with a 308. Forgot how I had the setup left here already. So we got the Palmetto 308 here. Answer mag. Alright, so we're gonna rapid fire this. You guys can watch the muzzle over there, see how much of a rise we get on this 308. So this is a 20-inch barrel. So goes the lock back. I've done a lot of videos on these Palmetto AR-10s, on this one in particular, because I only have one. Warm up. One of the tests that I plan to do is I plan to take like a 3-shot, like get an accuracy group at 100 yards, then warm the barrel up a little bit, and then do another accuracy group to see if there's much of a shift. I mean, right now it's warm, but it's not like, it's also cold out here, so it'll cool down fast. But anyway, right now it's with the Palmetto AR-10, they've got an adjustable gas block. It has 3 slots per turn, so it's a total of 17 positions in the gas adjustment. So what you want to do with this is turn it all the way down clockwise, and then turn it back until get to the point where you have just enough gas to lock it open. So for me, that's 5. Okay, so in position 5 out of 17, I'm able to get a lock back very consistently with Tula, which historically has been slightly under pressure compared to other rounds. However, a lot of the hunting ammunition is a lot less under pressure, so that's one of the things that I also got to check out. Like, I try some soft points and see if the soft points will lock back in this position. Okay. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Those are my thoughts on these Lancers. They're wonderful magazines. By the way, I have yet to have a misfire with this gun or any problem. The gun, I mean, when I was testing out the gas block and I closed it off down all the way, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was failing to lock back because I was figuring out what point I needed to get to. But once I figured out that, hey, 5 is a good position for me, the gun has yet to even fail to lock back or do anything. It just, Palmetto has figured this AR-10 thing out, which I've been looking at a lot other reviews from other guys that bought different AR-10s, have paid much higher prices, and have had issues. So Palmetto AR-10 for the $700 I paid for this thing, right? And the price fluctuates. I mean, I got it during the Black Friday weekend, so I got it $700. I paid $200 for the lower, had that shipped to the FFL, and then $500 for the upper, which I had shipped to my house. $700. This gun is a dream, man. 100% happy with it. I don't have a single bad thing to say about this gun. So anyway, like I said, there's a playlist below with an AR-10 playlist. Check it out. Drop some comments. I'll talk to you all soon.